Hey y'all, my name is Elizabeth Ewan and welcome to my channel. As always, my focus is on writing worlds, dreaming big, and making every day magical. Today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about money. So if that's something that you're interested in, then just keep watching. A lot of people have a complicated relationship with money, whether it's fear or stress or just a lack of knowledge. Finances can feel overwhelming at times. There are so many misconceptions about what it is like to be financially stable and what that looks like. And often we feel like we have to have everything figured out right away. But when you're going after big dreams and you have big goals, it's very important to clarify what your relationship with money is and how you're going to make it work for you. My husband and I have built a six-figure income, which might sound to you guys like we can buy whatever we want. But I'm here to tell you that's not the case. We know that in order to live off of our income without overspending, we have to be very intentional about every purchase that we make. It's not about how much we make, it's about how we manage it. So when it comes to spending money, whenever I see something that I really like or I really want, I ask myself a series of questions to determine the necessity of it and also the value of the item. So the questions that I ask are, should I buy it? Do I love it? Did I need it like yesterday? Do I really, really want it? Can I borrow it? Is it really necessary? Would it improve my life? And do I truly need it? And these questions help me make a decision which aligns with my values and goals depending on the season of life that I'm in. And they keep me from buying things that I actually don't really need or don't really want and don't align with my goals. And by answering all of those questions, I can save money for what truly matters in my life. So when it comes to budgeting out your money, I recommend using a budgeting app like Every Dollar by Dave Ramsey. There's like a bunch of different apps out there, but that's the one that I prefer. And I tend to not focus on the nitty gritty dollars and cents. I'm not focused on like the numbers that we're bringing in. I'm more focused on what we can afford in terms of our dream life now. I know that might sound a little crazy, but hear me out. Our goal isn't to make money. Like, that's not our ultimate goal. Yes, it helps with our other goals, like having a home, going to Carowinds, things like that. But we're not trying to earn money just for earning money's sake. Our focus is on the goals that we're working towards achieving with what we're already earning. So, for example, one of our goals is to eventually buy a lake house. Can we afford that right now? Absolutely not. But one of our current achievable goals is to have Carowinds season passes so that way I can take my kid to Carowinds pretty much every day in the summer whenever I want to. And that is something that we can achieve. And that is something that we can get with our money. We are prioritizing those goals because it aligns with our values and our ultimate dream life that we're building together. So it's really important to kind of figure out not just how much do you want to be making, but also what do you want to be doing with that money? How do you want your life to look like on a regular basis with that money? What are you doing with that money every single day? I really recommend prioritizing what truly matters to you when you're thinking about money and you're talking about money. When we focus on our bigger goals, it becomes a lot easier to let the small, superficial purchases go and focus entirely on your big goals. So when I was at my least financially stable point, my main goal was getting out of student loan debt and putting a roof over my head. Those were my two big goals way back when I got fresh out of college and I was trying to provide for myself. I didn't care about getting designer clothes. I didn't care about keeping up with the Joneses. I didn't care about any of that. I just focused on what were my two goals, which was to get out of debt and to put a roof over my head. And now my goals have slightly changed when it comes to my finances because as I've come into more money, my goals tend to shift and change and grow. But I still don't go for those superficial purchases because my mindset is still focused on my bigger goals, Like, why would I order Uber Eats when I know that I'm saving up for eventually a really dream closet upgrade that I've always wanted? Why would I splurge on expensive clothes when I know that one of my goals is to upgrade my vlogging equipment so I can produce better YouTube videos for you guys? By making intentional purchases, we've learned that money is just best spent on things that truly align with our long-term goals and current priorities. It's about investing in the things that move us forward, not just the things that make us feel good in the moment. I think that the key to managing your money is quite simple. Figure out what your priorities are. What do you want your day-to-day life to look like? Once you figure that out, you can start figuring out your finances to support those dreams. Whether you're saving up for travel, like maybe there's a trip that you really want to take that you've always dreamed of. Maybe you want to upgrade your home or build some kind of creative business. Knowing your priorities is going to make making those financial decisions so much easier for you. Money is just a tool to help you build the life that you want. And when you focus on your priorities, you can make sure that every dollar is spent towards your dream life and not just impulse buys. Even with my budgeting and being very intentional with my purchases, I allow myself to splurge on certain items that I know are going to bring me a lot of joy and help improve my life. For me, it's things like my daily grind planner and getting my nails done every 2 weeks because I have a horrible nail biting habit, and the only thing that helps it is dipping powder. And I can't do it myself. Okay, I have tried. And that's another thing is like for money tips, like if you can do it yourself and you feel good about that, that's great. That's awesome. But like for me, I always try to spend my money on things I can't do myself, or like it brings me a lot of joy, like over the moon, super excited kid on Christmas morning kind of vibes. And another thing I also invest in is shoes. I'm not talking like designer shoes. I'm talking like quality supportive shoes because the women in my family, the women of my family for generations have complained about our feet, and I have a very wide foot, so I need a lot of support there. So I invest in quality shoes, but everything else pretty much I'm just like, it's fine. I can whatever. And my husband also enjoys splurging on things that he loves too. So it's not just me, but he likes to buy video games, and it's his way of unwinding and decompressing after a long day, which is just as important as the work that we put into our goals. I think it's really important that when you're spending money, you don't feel guilty about the things that you buy. I think it ties in nicely with how you intentionally spend your money, because when you intentionally buy things, you feel less guilt about it, right? You know that purchase is exactly what you want and how you want it. When I'm buying things, it takes me a while to kind of determine exactly what I want. There have been times where I will see something online and I will think about it anywhere between a week to a few months before I actually purchase that item. Case in point, my editing software. I knew I wanted CapCut Pro for quite some time, but I kept using iMovie because it was free. And when it came down to it, I realized that what was going to align with my goals more of creating more video content in a more efficient way, I was going to need to break down and buy CapCut Pro. And so I did. But it came after months of deliberation and kind of figuring out, okay, is this what I truly want in my core? And when you determine that, you don't have as many regrets with your purchases. I feel like emotions can be very much so tied to money, especially when maybe you're feeling insecure about your finances. Maybe you're not earning 6 figures a year. I didn't for quite some time. I didn't earn 6 figures a year. And I was feeling insecure and unstable, and making sure that having a roof over my head and paying off my student loan debt, that was it. I was in survival mode. And it wasn't until I was making more money that I could kind of branch out and figure out, okay, what do I actually want to do with all of this money that I'm earning? And how am I going to invest it so that way it's growing for me? I think when you have a very strong emotional attachment to your money and figuring out how that's going to fund your dream life, I think that's very much so key when it comes to handling and managing your finances. There's no one size fits all when it comes to managing your finances, but I think that's a big one. I think that tying your money to your dreams and figuring out what you want your dream life to look like and how you're going to fund it with your money is how you can learn to manage your money in a better and healthier way. The key takeaway here is your money should be funding the life that you want. It's not about depriving yourself of the things that you enjoy. I'm not here to lecture you on all of your individual purchases. Although if that's what you need, that's what you need. Go watch a different video for that. But it's one of those things where you kind of need to sit down with and figure out what your big goals are, how your finances are going to fit into them, and what you can afford right now to get the dream life that you're hoping for. As you guys know, I quit my 6-figure corporate career to become a stay-at-home mom and a writer full-time. That didn't happen overnight. That was careful planning and figuring out what I wanted my dream life to look like, and then also using the money that I have earned over the years to fund my current life, to invest in my future, to invest in my present self and my future self. By thoughtful budgeting and investing properly, we're able to enjoy our lives without feeling guilty over our purchases. If you get anything out of this video, I hope that it's this. Make sure that the way that you're spending your money is always contributing to the life that you envision for yourself. That's all for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Bye, y'all.